Today we're going to be reading from Uncle Arthur's Bedtime Stories, Volume 1, page 44, Out of the Mud. This is a very little story about a very small boy. He was only 4 years old when this happened, so you mustn't smile too much when you hear about it. I will call him Tiny, for he seemed so small that he came up to speak to me one day. Tiny's father was has both a car, a trailer, and not long ago he took Tiny away with the rest of the family for a nice-long vacation. For a while, all went well and everyone was having a very happy time. Then one day, Father decided to turn off the main road and go exploring through a very wild district that he had never been in before. This was fun too, while the sun continued to shine and the rough roads were still dry. But when the clouds rolled up and the rain began to tumble down, well, that was something different. How it rained! It was worse than cats and dogs, and soon all the land around became boggy and the road a sea of mud. The car sank into a deep rut and the trailer followed. It was impossible to move. Father got out of the car to see whether he could do anything, but the mud covered his boots and the rain soaked him to the skin. "It's pretty bad," he said as he got back in the car again. "I'm afraid we shall be stuck here for some time." They were, and gradually the light began to fade as night came creeping on. Poor Tiny began to get frightened, and in vain did Father and Mother seek to comfort him. They said that there was really nothing serious to worry about because they could sleep all night in the trailer, but Tiny would not be comforted. He didn't like the idea of staying out there on the narrow, desolate road where something might come along in the dark and run into them. He wanted to go home, or at least someplace he could feel safe again, so he began to pray. It was such a simple little prayer that some people may laugh at it, but it was so earnest. Just these few words: "Please, Jesus, push us out of the mud." By and by the rain stopped, and Father got out of the car again. With his shovel, he tried to dig the soft, oozy mud away from the wheels. Meanwhile, Tiny kept repeating his prayer over and over again. "Please, Jesus, push us out of the mud. Please, Jesus, push us out of the mud." And in between praying, he would watch Father out of the window. By and by, when Father had almost finished clearing the wheels, a farm wagon happened to come along, and the driver towed car and trailer onto harder ground. Tiny was overjoyed. He felt sure that this was a direct answer to his prayer, and from that day to this, he has never once failed to thank Jesus for coming to the rescue. In fact, not only does he mention it in his nightly prayers, but he repeats his thanks 3 times a day when he says grace at meals. I asked him to tell me exactly what he says, and here it is without a single change. Amen. God bless his food. Jesus put us out of the mud. Blessed, beautiful faith of a little child.